All right, welcome back to Transport Fever 2. We are following our grain train. Our grain train is the money sucker. It is continuing to just devour all of our cash flow. So the reason we're following it now is because we're going to expand it. We're going to expand this line to hopefully make it a lot more profitable, and to start sharing the wealth around a little bit, associated with these two towns that we have connected together. We're also going to look at some other lines to see if we can make them a little bit more efficient. So that's really where we're going to focus for today. But as we kind of allow that grain train to make it over and fill up, because anything we're going to do is not going to really be bothered by the fact that we're going to be picking up grain. We are going to go ahead and just take a look real quick at the line that we established last time. So here it is. This is the triple city connector that we have, this loop. And you can see we're at about $350,000 in profit. I did roll the game ahead one full year because I did want to see if this was going to be profitable. So I let it run for a full 12 months. We're now in January 1921, to see if this would actually be profitable. If it wasn't, I was going to spend part of the episode canceling it or reforming it to make it profitable. But it is making money. So we're going to leave it as is and come back to it eventually and really work with it at a later time. Let's go back though and work with that cargo. So what I have planned for the grain train, the money sucker, is we do want to go ahead and start distributing some of those goods that we've talked about before. Let's pause for just a second. So the grain train, the money sucker, drops grain off here. It turns to bread. That bread goes to Detroit. Yay. We also wanted the grain to go to Salt Lake City, and we wanted the fuel to come from Salt Lake City to Detroit. So my thought today is, let's make that happen. Let's make it all work. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up in Salt Lake City a cargo terminal so that this bread line can collect bread, take it to Salt Lake City, pick up fuel, bring the fuel back, and then go back to its grain gathering ways. So that's a pretty good amount of infrastructure building, but we have a lot of it already built. We have the line built already. We do need to build probably one more passing rail. We do need to build out the station at Salt Lake City, and we do need to build some truck depots, some truck logistics to make all this work. So I am going to leave it on pause for now because I don't think the amount of money we're going to spend is going to kill us. But the money sucker is going to bring that grain in. So let's start with this part here, okay? This part eventually will allow for the grain train to pick up bread and go the full distance. It will then bring back oil or fuel to deliver to Detroit. So let's look at Detroit first. Let's look at what Detroit demands and where it demands it. So it demands the fuel on this side of town, this southern half of town. Let's look at our truck stop and see if it covers enough. It barely covers that area, so we're going to go ahead and build a new truck stop that's going to help with that demand. Let's put that. We don't want it to necessarily be in the way of our bus route, so let's look at our bus route real quick and see where it goes. Bus route goes down that road. So we want to try to avoid that if we can. So we're going to take our fuel drop off and we're going to put it in this part of the city. Okay, so it's out of the way of the bus route. We are also going to expand this terminal and add a new cargo point. We're going to put it on this side. And we're going to use that cargo point as our fuel drop off. From there to the other side is going to be our fuel line. So let's go ahead and set up that line and put some trucks on it. So from there to here is going to be DT fuel supply. Cool. Let's make that like a red. Well, we should make it the same. We should make it the same as what's up here. Let's do that. Okay, good. It's a red. Awesome. All right, so let's add a truck to that. We're gonna stay with these steam trucks. Detroit fuel supply. Good. So now that truck is going to come from this terminal. It's going to drop it off in this part of the town. So when we do eventually have fuel, we are going to have a truck that's going to be able to deliver it to the spot. We're going to also make sure that that fuel supply, manage vehicle, manage line. We're going to make sure that it stays and waits till full. So we don't want it driving around without a purpose. Let's make sure that these terminals make sense. Good. The fuel supply is on the right terminal. So that's going to be set up. Okay, that is ready to go for the most part to receive fuel. Let's now go to Salt Lake City and get the station ready to receive the goods that are necessary for, first of all, the bread, but also to distribute the fuel. You do this the exact same way as a terminal. You click on the station and you get to modify it. Okay, we've got a pretty simple system going on right now. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to add another layer of track. Then I'm going to go to platforms and I'm going to go to the cargo platform. And that's going to allow the cargo to feed into there. And then I'm going to add a cargo building because you need a cargo building to link up to supply. Okay, so there's that. All right. Our train is going to come in, it's going to be on that side of the station. So let's go ahead and build some track out. So from the other way. And we're going to build it out a pretty significant amount because I do want this to kind of be the beginnings of an extension of a dual track. So we'll go there. Okay. So that cargo line is now going to stay there. We're also going to put a signal at the very end of that because I want the passenger line to have the right of way. Okay. All right. So now this has a cargo station. Great. We need to modify this bus terminal to also accept cargo. So let's grab it. We're going to add cargo on either side because that'll help with future expansion. Okay. And then we have a bit of a complicated route that we can establish here. We have the fuel up here, which there's not very much of it. So we're going to have to expand that a little bit. And this is going to be a small operation. It's just going to help make sure that the money sucker actually starts making more profit than it is, because presently it's just not making enough money to justify. I mean, it's profitable, but still. So we want our trucks to go to the fuel, pick up the fuel, drop it off at this cargo station. Then we want them to pick up bread and drop it off in the city. So let's see if that's even something. Oh, that's not even, we don't need to do that at all. So this station will automatically supply this part of the city, and that is the bread portion. So we don't even need a truck for that. All we need a truck for is for fuel, just for fuel. So that's good. That's good. We do need to start making a lot more fuel in order to make this work. Is this all one line? Yes, it is. Okay, so we need a little bit more here. We need more fuel to be coming in here so that, you know what? Or what we could do is just add another stop. That's what we're going to do. We're going to add another stop for this fuel line to also drop off here to get on the train. That's what we'll do. Great. And you'll actually see the results of that, hopefully by the end of this episode. So we're going to manage the line. Not only will these trucks now drop off in Salt Lake City, drop off at this location to supply the city, but also we're going to add another station, and we're going to have them drop off here as well. So they will now drop off half their cargo at Adams Street for Salt Lake City, and then half their cargo at Salt Lake City so they can get on the train and then be delivered to Detroit. We are then going to increase the amount of vehicles that are doing this so that we have enough fuel to fill up this station. We're also going to increase the amount of fuel that is being shipped through here. The crude that's being shipped to the oil, because we want to be able to match demand. So let's add 3 more there. Let's look over here. Oh my gosh, there is so much oil waiting there. Okay, great. That is awesome. We're gonna go, we're at more trucks though. Let's add 2 more to this second line because, I mean, it's so much better. I actually want to shorten that as well. We'll get to that here in a second. Okay, so we've got a lot of the pieces already in place. We've got Salt Lake City is going to start receiving bread. It's going to distribute to the people. Great. We have fuel that's going to be sent to the station. That station is going to transport it to Detroit. In Detroit, we already have a bus system that's ready to go to supply from the station to the city. We also have bread that's already going to be preloaded onto the train and taken over there. The last thing that we need to do is actually modify the train to be able to handle all that cargo. Okay, so we're going to go to, let's speed this up a little bit. We're going to go to the train, the grain train. We're going to watch it pick up 36. Awesome. There it goes. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and modify the line. Modify the line. And you're going to follow this because I do want to make sure I'm keeping up with its progress. I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss the opportunity that we have on this first go. Okay, so we're going to add a station. So it's currently stopping there and then that's done. We want to add a station and we want stop number 3 to be Salt Lake City. And then from Salt Lake City, we want it to come back and drop off to Detroit before going on to there. Okay, so we're there. So at Detroit branch, at its second stop, we're going to be, and this is where you can get really technical, we're going to be, we can't even do it yet because we don't have the right cargo. Okay, so we can't do that yet. We've got the line set up. Let's manage the vehicle. Let's go to modifying the vehicle. Go to cargo. I'm gonna see if I can add one more gondola. See how if that sinks me in money. Okay, we need a boxcar to deliver food. So add that. We also need the oil tank truck, the tank car to deliver the oil. See, it's already too expensive, so I can't do that. All right, so we're just gonna do those 2. That leaves us with about 400,000 after it's all said and done. Let's go ahead and add that now, because that'll give us the ability to modify the line. All right, so now it's got everything it needs. We got to make sure that it's painted correctly. There we go, great. All right, let's modify the line. Manage the line. At Detroit branch, this should open up a lot more options. Yep. All right, we're going to pause. We're going to unload grain, and we're going to load bread. Okay. Then at Salt Lake City, we're also going to wait till full. Okay, at Salt Lake City, we are going to unload bread, and we're going to load fuel. And we're going to wait till full. And then at Detroit branch again, we're going to unload fuel. Great. So that should now all work. I mean, yeah, I've played this game quite a bit. That will work. I don't know if it will work right away. It might take a full cycle before it does. I don't know. We'll know for sure right now if it sticks around and starts collecting bread. If it sticks around and starts collecting bread, we're golden. We're set. We're on fire. I do suspect the issue that we will find is that it's not going to register that there's any demand for bread in Salt Lake City. If that's the case, then it won't load any bread here. So let's just see. Drops all of its grain. It's waiting. It's waiting. It's waiting. Oh no. It's waiting. Come on. Come on. You know you want to. Nothing. Nothing yet. Come on, pick up the bread. Pick up the bread. Let's look at the line. Troy Branch. 2. We're loading bread. We're unloading grain. Okay. Salt Lake City. We are unloading bread. We're picking up fuel. Okay. All right. Okay. Salt Lake City. Yep. That's got good coverage. This makes me nervous. Makes me nervous. You know what I could do? I could do this to help out. So we can take our fuel trucks here. Let's do this. This will help. And we can have those same fuel trucks that are dropping things off drop off the bread. So after, let's go to manage line. After 4, it drops off the fuel. Let's go back to Adam Street and we'll drop off bread. Okay, and then you can go on your way back to number 1, where you're doing all that. Okay, so let's see if that helps. Nervous. Go. It might not. It might take it a minute. Oh. Still not going. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Come on. It's not doing it. Oh, it is. It just picked up a bread. All right. So it picked up 1 bread, pick up 2 bread. Yes. Okay, it's working. It's working. Okay. The sheer fact that it's got any bread at all tells me that the system works. So let's go over to Salt Lake City and see if they've got oil waiting. So this truck has got 0 oil that it's currently holding on to. This truck has 0. Okay, this has got 6. Let's see if this truck successfully drops off 3 there and then 3. Oh, dropped off all 6. Okay, all right. So I want them to drop off half there and then go and drop off half more there. But it's not currently doing that. It's okay. I mean, this is all part of the system. It just takes some time. What I've noticed with some of these AI, because this is artificial intelligence, is that a lot of the times these trucks, like the addition of the programming doesn't start until they restart their entire route, right? So they finish their route and then they go back to number 1, and when they go back to number 1, that's when the new instructions get placed into them that it's time to start dropping off only half your fuel. But we can go ahead and try to see if we can do this correctly. Adam Street number 1. Yeah, see, I mean, it's unloading all of it. It's unloading all of it. So there's nothing really we can do with that. So that dropped off all 6. So, I mean, they are going to this terminal and dropping off the fuel. Sorry, they're making the trip. They just have no fuel currently. I mean, my alternative is to build a dedicated fuel line from there to here to drop off the fuel. But that would be, oh yeah, two bread. Yes. So let's see how much money this makes. So I mean, this is kind of why I like this game a lot. Like it's a big puzzle. It's a big puzzle that you kind of have to figure out why something's not working and how you can fix it, or what is a workaround to make it better or make it function versus not functioning, right? So, okay, that's 2 bread that's dropped off. Oh, the bread actually came here. Good, and then the truck picked it up. It's going to drop it off at Adam Street. Good. It's got 0 fuel. Dang it, come on, guys. So, I don't know. I might have to set up a dedicated system where that feeds directly into here. Okay. Let's see. Part of that it might just be that the demand is not there yet. Like the demand might be so low here in Detroit. Wait, no, it's 70. Okay, well, it's just going to take some time. It's going to take some time for this system to build up in a way that's helpful for everyone. I do have enough money right now where I'm considering adding to this grain, adding to the money sucker, and adding a couple more gondolas so that it delivers enough grain to feed both these cities. Yeah, see, it's still not dropping off any fuel. Man, I'm gonna have to build a dedicated line. I'm sure that's what it is. To build a dedicated line that just does those. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that while I know that this is going to go do that route again. It's gonna drop off fuel, blah blah blah. Let's go ahead and build that dedicated system of a truck network that's going to supply the city. Okay, so let's do that. Let's take off. Let's pause. Let's take off that Adam Street, that second Adam Street. Take that off completely. And let's take off the lower. So that line right there is only going to be that. And then we're going to set up a new line from Salt Lake City Annex to the bus stop. I'm sorry, to the train station. And then it's going to drop off the food afterwards. So this is going to be, what is this? Salt Lake City, fuel, to station, to bread, supply. Okay, so that's going to be that. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want that one at all. Let's make that a slightly different reddish. Let's take one truck. Let's take one truck that we just used and kind of apply that. So this truck, what I also kind of like about this is you can reassign this specific truck, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to take it, we're going to set a new line, and we're going to take it and we're going to put it on this new fuel line. There we go. Great. Manage the vehicle. Let's turn that color instead. And that way now we have a truck that we don't have to buy a new truck. Yeah, let's go up here. Let's make sure these terminals are correct. Yep, terminals are correct. All right, so we have fuel coming in, and then we'll have one truck whose job it is to kind of sit there and wait. So let's manage the line, Salt Lake City Annex. Let's racket up that. And then here we're also going to, so Lower Salt Lake, we're also going to wait till full because we wanted to pick up bread and take that bread to the people. Okay, there we go. There it goes. Okay, so it's turning around and it's going back and it's going to do that job. That's going well. This is going well. We have too many trucks doing this. I'm sorry, we don't have enough trucks doing this. This is out of control here. Okay, let's get more vehicles going. 3 more on that. Okay. I mean, because we want the lines that are profitable to be profitable. Like, we want to maximize those. We're at 56 of 85 there. So there's plenty of crude oil going in there. There's so much crude oil that, like, we should be able to start banking some of that here. Ah, there it is. We got one banked. Okay, cool. So that we can send it to Detroit. Like, there's enough fuel going through here to supply Salt Lake City and Detroit, and eventually get us to where we're able to supply Norfolk and Chicago. But it's not doing that yet. Okay. Let's look for our grain train. Where is it at? Oh, it's still way over there. Wow. Okay. All right. Okay, let's build another signal there so that it goes as far as that spot. So this is going to wait. It's going to drop off its fuel. It didn't have any fuel. So it's going to move on. It's going to go back and get its grain. Before it gets back to get its grain, I am going to add one more gondola to it to help increase the amount of grain that we're bringing in. This cost me $560,000. Ooh, okay, let's make sure. There's the vehicle. It's penny yellow. Is everything yellow? Great. Well, second airplane. We got the Vickers. Okay, so that should be working. Okay, it is still not profitable right now, but that is, I'll give it some grace because the line wasn't set up yet. Okay, we've got some good things going on here. We've got a lot of good things. Let's change this road so that they're not driving as much. I've been wanting to do this from the very beginning, but we haven't had the money. Now we got some money. All right, look, guys, a shorter route. Should be instantly. Yep, they've instantly cut it off. Great. Okay, shorter route there. Let's look at some of our other lines and see if there's somewhere where we can make a little bit more money. Let's go down to Kansas City. Kansas City goes all the way back to the very beginning of the series, where we thought we were doing okay. So grain. Okay, this is not supplying us with enough. Okay, it is. Great. So this is the food supply, grain to food supply. Okay. That is supplying with enough food. We also have the yellow line here, which is only supplying grain to this facility. There is currently not enough. There's not enough to make all these trucks full. As you can kind of see, we've got 11 of 30 on the cargo. We want that to be 30 of 30. Let's see what this one ends up with. Probably 3. Yeah, see that, and that's not good enough. So let's increase the amount of trucks on the yellow line, so that it gives enough for the orange line, because we don't want the orange trucks to ever be waiting. We don't want them to be waiting for grain. Oh, that's why, because they're not even picking up enough. No, maybe they are. So let's do this. Let's set up a new terminal so that both of these sets of trucks, can simultaneously be gathering their grain. And honestly, what we probably need is a second supply of grain, like over there, to be feeding this as well. Because is this maxed out? Yeah, it's maxed out. It's giving as much as it can. But this is now going up. Okay, so hopefully that'll get up to 75 like the other one. Let's see if it's going to do more. Yep, it's already got more. Okay, great. So it was really just like it didn't have the capacity to make that happen. Okay, here we go. Okay, so there's definitely some money to be made in this route. More money than before. Okay, so this should be recovering. And it will stay out of the way of the orange trucks, so hopefully that helps eliminate the problem down here of orange trucks going partially empty. We don't want that. We want every truck to be 100% full every time of these orange trucks. There's no need for it not to be. Yep, see, that's not good enough. Okay, but we've got a couple coming in now. Okay, we're going to leave that alone for now. Let's go back up to the money sucker. See where it's at. There we go. We got 48 grain on board. Let's go ahead and speed up the process a little bit to see how this line concludes. As we're doing that, let's take a look at our money. We're at we were just at 250,000 in profit there. You can kind of see based on how much money we took out in loan last time, we're now at 150,000 in loan interest every single pay period. So that's we got to start paying that down. That's just not good. So let's see how much this pays off. Okay, great. 829,000 paid off. We're going to sit around and wait for food. Yep, food's already being loaded. Great. I'd like to see that at 12. If I can get 12, that's great. Okay, 1.5 million. 1.9 million on that. I'm going to take this opportunity right now to repay some of that loan. I mean, if we're going to be making that much money, then we can just pay off 2 million right there. 8. Awesome. Awesome. Let's go check out Salt Lake City real quick and see if there's any fuel waiting. There is not fuel waiting. There is not fuel waiting. Why is there no fuel waiting? There's fuel waiting here. We went at the station. So something's happening here. Something's happening to where... Oh, you know what it is? It's that this is not connected. Okay, we fixed it. We're gonna be able to fix it here. We gotta link this station up with this truck stop. I was assuming that these two were linked. They're not. That is a problem. That's the problem right there. Okay, so we gotta move this. So that's gonna be deleted. And that's okay. As long as we build it somewhere relatively close, it'll still pick up. That's what we want. Of course, I've run out of money. Ugh. Okay, so truck stop. There. Okay. So this should now still have both lines. It should be connected. Great. Of course, any product we had there was just now lost, so that's awesome. Okay, both there. That's got 0 right now. But now this should hopefully be able to load up on fuel. Sorry, I keep switching back and forth between these two cities. It's really important to get this right. Okay, so that is successfully happening. Okay, yep, we got that going. Okay, that's going. Detroit fuel supply, that's linked up. Great. Come on. Give me some fuel. Where you at, road vehicle? You've got 0. You've got 0 right now. You've got 0. But there's 7 waiting for you. if this truck successfully, if that station down here successfully has fuel, then the system will be successful. Get out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. I want you to stay. Can you stay for a second, please? Turn around. Go back and stay. I think it's... Aha! Woo! Yes. To do it, we have fuel. We have fuel. We have fuel. Finally loaded onto the frickin' train. Success to need an episode. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.